Have you ever worked for a bad manager? It's awful, right? Not only does this situation make it hard for you to do your job, it makes it hard for you to want to do your job. It's deflating. It's depressing. You'll do anything to get away from this person. You'll avoid emails, Slacks, phone calls, anything not to be around this terrible manager. And then before you know it, you start looking around to find a better place to be, a new job. Why do some managers act like jerks? Are they born that way? No, they're not. Just as great leaders are built versus born, bad managers develop and grow. And for you to be an awesome leader, you need to be on the lookout for the bad managers of your company, especially those that might be developing on your own team. My experience coaching leaders around the world for over 25 years has given me a great opportunity to see and help leaders of all levels. Okay, let's talk about the why behind bad leaders and managers. Many people think bad managers are acting that way on purpose, that they want to be a jerk, that they want to annoy people, that they want to avoid all people leadership responsibilities. In other words, that these people choose to be terrible. So, do people want to be bad managers? Is this intentional? Let me tell you a secret. Come closer. A manager's bad behavior is not intentional. Got it? The secret is out. A manager's bad behavior is not intentional. I've never met somebody who wakes up each day and says, wow, what a nice night of sleep. I feel really rested. Let's see what's on my calendar today. Oh yeah, today I'm going to be a bad manager, just like I was yesterday. Everything I say and everything I do will show off how much of a jerk I am. I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to be frustrating. I'm going to be a bad manager. I'm going to be a real asshole. No one does that. It's not malicious. You may think it is, but it's not. I've never met a manager or leader who is bad on purpose, and I've worked with thousands, not exaggerating, managers and leaders in person. I've never met anyone who came to work with goals like these. How can I give feedback without specifics? How can I be rude when I share that feedback? How can I share nothing about goals to my directs? Leave them in the dark. Never share any context. Never help them create SMART goals. Just leave them hanging and tell them to figure it out on their own. And then I'll give them a hard time about things when they haven't done it, how they failed. How can I micromanage today? How can I make people feel miserable today? I've never met someone who, again, starts off each day, whether in person or remote, with the intention to be a bad leader. So, what's happening? Before I tell you, I want to ask you, are you enjoying this video? If so, subscribe to get notified when my next video is live. All right, let's talk about where these bad managers come from. Here's what's going on. The terrible leaders you've worked for, and I know you have worked for some pretty bad leaders because I've met them, many of them, they don't think they're bad. Again, they don't aim to be bad. They don't want to be known as terrible leaders. So you may be wondering, well, how does this happen? Where do bad managers come from? Well, here's what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. And this shouldn't be a surprise to you, but maybe it is. People are promoted or hired into people leadership roles. They are thrown into a new situation. And people assume that since they're people, they'll know how to manage other people. But they haven't received any coaching or training or feedback or anybody set goals for them. They simply don't know what to do. And maybe even more importantly, what not to do. And then they end up demonstrating poor leadership. And when their manager sees that, they might not actually be getting feedback from their manager, or the feedback they receive is vague and it comes infrequently. And then their performance reviews are short, and then their performance reviews are inflated. So they don't really know or understand the implications of their behavior. They don't realize that what they're doing is creating a team environment where their team members feel they can't rely on their manager or even go to them for help. So without expectations about what management, good management looks like, without feedback on their progress, with no coaching, with training, none of that, these leaders continue to do what they think is the right thing to do. And guess what? Their own managers don't hold them accountable. And that's because their managers probably learned from people who were bad managers, and then they're a bad manager, and then they're managing bad managers. So it's this cycle that just continues. They learn from people who were probably bad managers. They learn from bad teachers. Have you had a bad teacher? I have, right? It's hard to learn from a bad teacher, but you kind of end up learning what's wrong from a bad teacher. The core problem here is undermanagement. Many organizations seem to assume that once you grant the title of manager, leader, director, whatever to someone, that somehow, bingo, people just get it. They understand what to do. It's as if you give them a title and they know what to do, but they don't know what to do, and they're not held accountable. When you promote somebody without training or feedback, and give them no goals and no accountability, they tend to grow into a bad manager. And in turn, they grow and develop other bad managers. I want to make sure you're not a bad leader or growing bad ones yourself. So the next step is to watch my video about the 3 types of bad managers. First, though, before you leave, I'd love if you click subscribe to make sure you see the next video I post. I know it takes time to become an awesome leader, yet it can be easier and faster when you watch my videos, including this one. All right, lead with ease, my leadership friends. I will see you in the next video.